March 31, 2022, session number 1116 of these inner journeys through the Omega Communications portal, presented to you by Lani. Are you ready? Take in a natural breath, being conscious of your breath, and as you fill yourself with vital essence that you breathe in, place yourself in the gathering of people with me in the receiving area of the station of light. That's all you have to do. It's a simple switch between focusing as your body, where you are, and focusing in your light body in this advanced dimension of energy, labelled the station of light and the initial receiving transition space. And the purpose is to help you transition into feeling that you are present here. And then you will receive and unfold yourself to expand into receiving everything that the energy has available for you in this space. Connecting with you in this transition space, I am known as Aurum, and I welcome you again here. And if this is your first experience of being here, then allow yourself to be enveloped in the energy field. You see, you are present here as a field known as consciousness, an energy field. And you are in a receiving mode. You have switched on the receptors to receive and to be present here. Now you may observe within your sensing range here other beings, some of whom you will be aware that you know them, and some of them you will be aware of a presence. And the presence, perhaps unfamiliar to you, is the collective consciousness of the group of commissioned beings generally labelled the Federation of Light, the Galactic Beings of Light who come forward from other galactic dimensions and existences to be present in this phase that you on Earth are experiencing. You are experiencing it so that you facilitate the change by your intention, by your choices you make. Consistently, you are encouraged to choose everything that is in alignment with the higher evolving consciousness state. You could liken this simply to quantum fields of light. Within the quantum fields of light, there are many civilizations you would regard as advanced, and many of you know these. Many of you are present in some aspect of the consciousness that is you. So knowing that will give you a sense of understanding, perhaps a sense of accepting your presence in the current body form you have and the life circumstances you have. When you realize that, then you are open to accept the transference of energy and information that is available to you to adapt to it. The adaptation we refer to is the adaptation to a higher field of patterning, the sequences of which are naturally inherent within your consciousness field, and it is your consciousness field that helps the physical field and structure to adapt to the higher light frequency patterns. You are all aware that there is a greater intensity of rays of light, energy and information surrounding the planet from a very extended level of existence. Now, we say these words because they will portray to you a symbol or an image of what is being conveyed to you. Now, simply put, the energy field or the matrix around the planet is also a receiver of the light field coming in. This, of course, is also going out to all of the other planets that you know of in your current system, that you've been taught to identify with various names. And you've been taught to identify also other galactic solar systems. So there are many. Where you are focused is the most important one for you to remember and to consistently draw upon the light fields. It does need your conscious choice and intention to bring yourself into the field that connects you. The channels, of course, are the connecting channels to those light energy information patterns. They are transformative for you. They are upliftment for you. And remember, this is the natural flow. Because you are a natural organism, living energy. So what you receive through the flow of light energy and your intention is not scientifically modified or modelled. You are naturally able to adapt to the higher light field energy because you have those natural receptors in your energy patterns and processes and codes. We know you know this. We have presented this to you in different word frameworks. So this is a reminder, because this is the phase you are moving through that is important for you to establish the baseline connection, the true connection to the ongoing flows. Just as you have the natural processes in your body where you take in elements to sustain your living energy form, and in the processing of it there are certain waste products. In the same way, the light field you take in, presented to you in the flows of energy, and we are assisting you with this, will also generate a release from you after the energy has been processed. And in the processing activity, everything that is no longer needed is discharged from the body and released very naturally. Having said all this to you, you are embraced in the natural field of energy here, and there is contained within the energy field an ionization process, there are many of you who will be familiar with this process. It changes the energy field of you. And you know there is a natural, you might call it electromagnetic field within every cell and action within the cells. And as part of all of that action, there is this ionization field around you. It is natural. It is part of the process of absorption and elimination in the exchange and transference of energy. So it is simply brought to your attention for those who have been thinking about how this is happening within your own energy processes. You are a transformer of energy, and you receive, and you must receive, the higher light pattern to be transformed throughout your system and through a planet named Earth. And we often refer to it as a planetoid because we want you to get away from fixed definitions. As you transition into a state of expanded consciousness and you expand more information, then the labels that have been limiting and describing certain effects and certain structures are no longer applicable. So there can actually be a misuse of labels and titles and descriptions. And so this is why we choose to use slightly different words to reframe the patterns into a different way. And this changes your viewpoint and is part of the natural expansion of your consciousness field. We draw your attention to the assistance given from various galactic beings present around Earth, who in a sense are bringing into manifestation certain receivers, you might say antennas, and these are necessary to be put in place beyond where your satellites have been placed around the planet. We are referring to the antenna type systems placed by galactic beings in different aspects of consciousness and energy fields beyond the planet. And it is necessary so that the planet receives the appropriate energy flows through the solar portal. Some of the flows of energy can be more intense than the major population on Earth can receive in the present circumstances. You would understand that much of the population has been receiving scientific creations that are interfering with the natural expansion of consciousness and the abilities to receive and process the light field information coming through the solar portal. So assistance is being given. The energy devices that are put in place by the galactic beings work to transform the patterns of light into multi-fields that specific individuals can adapt to and receive. So you see the same higher evolutionary pattern is offered to all beings on Earth. And in this way, those who are ready for the full realization of the light patterns will easily accept and adapt to it. It activates processes deeply within every cell. You see, every cell in your body has a receptor for the light frequency patterns. But if that process is interfered with, and it has been and can be interfered with through scientific modifications made on Earth, then help is needed. And the type of help that is given through the galactic support teams can also restore the natural set of energy field in people who are ready to recognize they have their own natural field that you might call your immune system. It is more than that from our viewpoint. But we needed to define this a little bit so that the conscious mind will understand and accept it. And when the conscious mind is open to accept and consider, then there is less resistance. And there is the opportunity to expand the consciousness field. And therefore the vitality, the vital essence within the physicality. So it's all about assisting you and all people on Earth. There is also a gravitational pull that you may be aware of. It's a resonating field that you have with the ones that you have loved who have left the body, and yet they are also in this field of energy within the quantum field of life, and they are aware of what is happening and they are assisting in the process for you. So in a sense, you are the focal point for many layers of galactic beings present, multidimensional beings present, the consciousness of them that you often see presented in a life form, because that's how you could relate to the energies, to the beings, to the light field. There are many of these beings around you that you could call the star beings, simply because they are from a different quantum field of existence, a different state of consciousness and beings. But they are also witnessing and assisting what you are going through in the phases of change. Become aware of the truth as you align to the quantum light fields of pure consciousness. You become aware of what you may call unreal scenarios, scenarios that are presented which have no attraction to your reality, because your reality is what you focus into in the greater quantum fields of source creation. And so you will be attracting the assistance through that. resonance. As you feel this integrating within your consciousness field as you are receiving this, be aware you are being drawn back into the transition space of this station of light, because you have received a great deal and you will be absorbing this. And you have been enfolded in it. This is with you. I withdraw now, Aurum out. Lani again, speaking to you from my body of light, but present here with you. And so together we are now returning back to our physicalities. Please remember that you have changed by what you have been receiving. There are many layers to this that I am aware of. So take in a natural breath, and as you let it out, orient yourself back within and through and around your physicality. And remember, this amazing, wonderful light energy and information goes into your presence and into your presence all through this lifetime, back to before you took your first breath. And so it goes through all of the different aspects on the different pathways of you as well. Now it is for you to open your eyes and to bring your awareness fully back into the present earth moment as we measure time, as we recognize it. You have shifted, earth has shifted, consciousness has shifted in this space that we've been together. So thank you, and I acknowledge you. I acknowledge our great network, the civilization that we are establishing. I'm so glad to be doing this with you, and thank you, Aurum, and the Galactic Beings, the star beings, all of that great support team. All of us, thank you. So this ends this session through the Omega Communications portal. Do remember to subscribe. Thank you.